lockdown, a lot of people's go-to method for exercise has been running. I myself have run a lot more frequently than I would do normally. That often, I wouldn't run at all, but I've been finding myself doing it at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. What I've been finding though is because it's something that I don't do and I've not done for quite a while, I'm building up quite a bit of tightness around my hips. So in my hip flexors, in my thighs, my quads, a little bit down back of my legs. Not really so much in my glutes, but some people can do. So what I'm going to do for today's video is take you through a few of my favourite stretches for that hip region. Okay, so we're going to stretch off those hip flexors, show you a couple of stretches for that, show you a stretch for the hamstrings. Okay, I'm going to give you a few corrections for that one, because that's one I see done wrong an awful lot. A couple of stretches for your glutes, and a couple of stretches for those adductors as well. So let's get to it and let's just loosen off those hips a little bit. First thing I'm going to show you is two stretches that I like to do for your glutes, your piriformis. Okay, so first one, all you need to do is get on all fours. So remember, hands beneath your shoulders, okay, knees beneath your hips. So something like that. You want your hands to be about shoulder width, you want your knees to be about hip width. Then, let's say we're going to do this right side first, all you're going to do is you're going to stick your hips out to the right, okay, and then slowly but surely, you're going to sit back until you get that stretch down the outside of your hip, okay. I'm a big proponent of stretching in, get yourself in a position where you feel tight, okay. Sometimes you can get into a position, not really feel anything. If you don't, probably don't need to be in that position. Push it a little bit further, stick that hip out a little bit more to the side until you get to that region where it feels tight, and then just hold it there. Alright, in terms of how long to hold it for, I would say anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes. It depends how often you want to do it, you know, how tight you are as well. Okay, if you stretch fairly regularly, you can probably get away with 30 seconds to a minute. If you don't stretch very regularly, you're probably looking at about 2 minutes. Okay, so if you held that out there for, say, a minute, from there, what you're going to do with this leg, you're going to pop it through that gap there. So, test that flexibility out of mine. Okay, then all you do is just sit back. Okay, so stick that hip out to the side again. You can lean forwards if you want. Okay, again, like the last one, just try and move about until you get that area where you feel particularly tight. And just, again, hold it there a minute, 2 minutes, and then repeat on the opposite leg, and it's done. Right guys, next stretch is called a groiner, which is an awesome name. I've also heard it called the world's greatest stretch. Basically stretches off the front of your hips, that groin region, probably why it's called a groiner, what a surprise. You can also incorporate a little bit of rotation into this stretch to just work on that upper body mobility as well. I'll go through that, but bear in mind we are just focusing mainly on the hips today for all you people who are feeling a bit tight after running like I do. First thing we need to do is get into a push-up position. So, remember, hands beneath your shoulders, okay, feet straight back. I'm going to do the right side first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this right leg and bring it to the outside of my right hand, okay. Then you can sort of take your right hand off. And this left leg, keep it nice and straight, and just drop that left hip towards the floor. You can also just push out on that knee, and probably bring that a bit further back actually. Okay, just to open up that hip a little bit more. Okay, I talked about that rotation, so what you can do from here, rotate out, that stretch a bit of a chest, and then rotate back through that gap between your left hand and your left leg. Okay, and try and get your shoulder down towards the floor. But for now, I'm just going to hold that there. Okay, you feel that stretch right at the top of that left leg, that left hip. Again, hold it for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. Don't forget, obviously once you've done one side, you need to do the other. Again, push that knee out, hold it there. Keep that back leg nice and straight. My God, that really does burn. Whew. Whew. And that's your groiner. Right, next stretch I'm going to take you through is a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you need to start off by getting yourself into a lunge position. So I'm going to start my left foot forwards. Whoop. Oh God, got a drink. I'm going to take that knee back a little bit. Okay, so first things first. On this right hip, the back leg, what I want you to do is posteriorly tilt that pelvis. Squeeze your glute on that side. Immediately you'll get like a bit of a stretch towards the top of your hip. Okay, from there all you're going to do is you're going to push that weight forward. Don't lose that tension in your glute, and don't start doing that with your hip as you come forward, because you're not stretching that hip flexor there. You need to keep those hips tilted. Right, once you get there, hold it 20-30 seconds, and that tension will start to subside a little bit. Then you can either push it forward. Another thing you can do, reach your hand up, okay, rotate to one side. So if you're stretching the right side, you want to rotate to the right, then just lean over to the left slightly. And what that does is it just opens that whole region across your front of your hip, okay. Hold it there, okay. When you feel it subside, push that hip a bit forward, maybe lean over a little bit more. Don't forget, switch over to do the other leg as well, okay? Like the other stretches, maybe start off with 30 seconds, build up to holding it for a minute, 2 minutes, okay? Whatever feels comfortable as much as anything really, although there isn't much comfortable about stretching. But that is your kneeling hip flexor stretch. Next stretch we're going to do is for those adductors, so inside of your thighs. We're going to start off with one which involves a bent leg. Okay, like most of the stretches that I seem to have done so far, you're going to start off on all fours. So, again, hands beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, like so. Then all you're going to do with those knees, push them as wide as you can. Point your toes outwards. From there you can just sit back. Some people like to rest on their elbows and just sit back. Just get into that position where it feels a bit uncomfortable, okay? And from there, what you can do is just push those knees out, okay? Try and keep your hips tilted forward, so keep a little bit of an arch in your low back. You don't want your back to round, because then you lose that tension on those adductors. This one's an easy one, just hold it there, okay? When it feels easier, push those knees a little bit wider. But by and large, just hold it out there, 30 seconds to a minute, 2 minutes as you build up that flexibility. Next stretch we are going to do is for those adductors again. The only difference is this time we're going to do it with your legs straight. So what you're going to do is move those legs nice and wide, okay? And then all you're going to do is crawl your hands forwards. Okay, try and reach forwards with those hands. You get that stretch all the way up the inside of those adductors, up the inside of those legs. You can use your hands to move your feet wide. Remember to try and keep your legs straight, okay? You start to bend them, you start to lose a bit of the stretch in those adductors. And then the most important thing, just reach forwards. If you're in the gym, it works really well with a barbell. Because what you can do is you can have your feet against the barbell, and the barbell is something physical for you to reach and hold. You can sort of pull yourself in and pull your feet wider, pull your legs wider to emphasise and accentuate that stretch. But that's a good stretch for those adductors, keeping your legs straight. It'll feel different to one done with a bent knee, which tends to hit the groin region a little bit more. This tends to hit more towards your knee, I find, in myself anyway. But that's another stretch for your adductors. Last stretch I'm going to take you through is one for your hamstrings on the back of your leg. Most people will have seen a stretch like this before. It's a stretch that I often see done wrong. So like your traditional hamstring stretch, okay, you're either seated like that, foot's straight out in front, and then all people do is like they reach for the toes and it's like, oh yeah, I can really feel that stretch in my hamstring. But you also do have sort of like a lot of rounding in that lower back. So I'm just going to show you a variation of that stretch, which I feel is a little bit more effective. The start position is exactly the same. So one leg out, okay, straight in front, one knee bent. What you're going to do then you're going to lift that chest up nice and high. And rather than thinking about reaching for your toes with your hand, all you need to do is push that chest forward so you get that stretch down that back area. If you look, nowhere near reaching. Okay, just keep that good posture in that back. Hold it there 30 seconds, 45, a minute, 2 minutes, okay? You don't have to necessarily have your toe turned up here, you can just have it pointed. That helps you get a little bit further. Point that toe, get a little bit further. Really make sure you're stretching that hamstring, okay? And again, obviously switch over, repeat on the other leg. So, leg straight, chest up, lean forwards at those hips so you get that stretch down the back of your hamstring. Then just hold it there. That's it.
So another great stretch video from Phil. This one's not solely just for runners, but for people who do enjoy running, this is definitely one worth focusing on, because your hips do take a hell of a lot of pressure when you're running. So some great stretches there, going right through glutes, piriformis, couple of stretches through your adductors, so inner thigh, because that's the one that gets really tight on people, and hip flexors, really important. So, and hamstrings, so he's running all through the stretches around that hip joint, because obviously you know your hip moves in, it's like a ball and socket, so it moves in loads of different ways, so you've got to again stretch it in loads of different ways. So yeah, great stretches there from Phil. If you want more of a full body stretch, a quick stretch for the whole of your body, look back, because I've done like an express full body stretch. So if you just want it in a general stretch for everything, have a look back a few videos and you'll see mine. But this one, definitely focusing on those hips if you do run a lot, is a brilliant idea. So yeah, another video from us. Mine will be next. Protein pancake recipe coming, just a quick one. Something you can replace your breakfast or maybe your snacks with. So look out for that coming next. And please guys, if you've got any ideas, stick them below. You know, we're coming up with ideas, but we always love to hear from you guys about stuff you'd like to see. Apart from that, we'll leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember, I say it every time, we're like broken records, but please remember to subscribe and tell anybody you know who goes running and needs to stretch, send them this video, send them it and tell them to subscribe, and then we'll build the audience, and that's what we want to do. We want to get to as many people as possible. Okay guys, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.